there that we had. Of course, BMG even had some good chances. They were looking very strong, but perhaps a couple of futile decisions. And Reason came in playing very well themselves, definitely earning them a victory. So game number 2, you see I have a monitor game of another series going on. Of course, a very interesting one here. Willow Keeper versus Nstone also happening. And Nstone right now, it just looks like it's dominating Willow Keeper, at least on paper. It's about 38 minutes in, but 34-13 hero kill advantage usually means they're in a pretty good spot. So I'll keep an eye on that one to see. It still is game number 1, but it looks like Nstone looking pretty good against Willow Keeper. So again, important stuff there. And, with this being the final cycle, it really is worth reiterating about the standings, too, and where those we talked a little bit about on the podcast. And, there's some interesting stuff and how it could ultimately play out. I mean, right now the only two knowing things are Sync Esports, they're number 1 no matter what. And Willow Keeper is number 2 no matter what. So really, third place is where it starts to get interesting. BMG right now is in third place. However, if they end up finishing last, and if either Nstone or Reason end up winning the cycle, they could surpass them. So, and then, it goes all the way down throughout. Of course, the top 13 teams are ultimately advancing on. So really got to keep an eye on that as well and see how that comes into play here. But anyways, we're in game 2, and, we flew through the picks here. already finishing things up. And, Dr. Warbeast Bubbles on BMG. You got Deadwood, Magnus, and Puppet Master on Reason.
Yeah. I'm really surprised Reason gave away Warbeast, though, because I think that Warbeast in Game 1 was the biggest sort of contributor to the win of Reason. Instead, they give it up and sort of decide to pick up the Deadwood, which, again, actually, to be fair, had a big impact for BMG, so I obviously can't deny them there. But the only issue is that, obviously, BMG have the Doctor Repulsor again, or in this sort of sense, because it was banned in Game 1, but now they've got the Doctor Repulsor and Warbeast, so they have a lot of split push potential and a lot of catch, obviously, with the Doctor Repulsor as well. So this might be a little bit of a different story here for BMG in terms of different strategy.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they go for here this time around. But yeah, seeing the heroes played by one team and now in the opposition, always a fun thing as well. And in fact, we're almost finished with the second tier of bans here. And so yeah, both captains pretty confident on what they want to do here. No extra time used by Haxrin yet, only 10 seconds by Imaboy so far. By Kraken, Glacius, Pharaoh, Prisoner, and Tundra so far coming out with these bans. And one thing I am noticing from Reason, where Warbeast will be played is intriguing to me too. And, it seems like that suicide potential of it is just too strong, and that's where most teams would prioritize to use him. But why I'm saying that, because you remember the first game, Reason actually banned out very heavy jungle. This time around, not as much. They do take out the Parasite and Ophelia, but you still have the Tempest, the Keeper, the Legionnaires was banned last time, so
I mean, they could definitely. BMG could definitely pick up a jungler here. The only issue is that it would be a little bit greedy. Both Warbeast and Doctor Repulsor don't offer too much in terms, unless they get into the mid game with quite a lot of items. Whereas Reason, Puppet Master and Deadwood can offer something at a level 6 practically, as well as the Magnus as well. And so I think if Reason pick up another jungler that doesn't do too much until like the mid game, I think they might be in a little bit of danger. However, if they pick up 2 supports here, then they're most likely going to have to dual lane a Doctor Repulsor and a Bubbles, or even like a Warbeast, which is a little bit awkward kind of thing. Dual lane and a Doctor Repulsor is fine, but a dual lane with a Bubbles is just a little bit meh. Yeah. Whereas obviously if you have someone farming the jungle, then it's only one support that can most likely sort of lane with Doctor Repulsor. But again, that could leave open some weak early game rotations, which I think was a big factor in the whole game for both teams in Game 1. So I'll have to sort of see if they do want to pick it up. Parasite is banned though. Tempest too greedy, same as Keeper the Forest. Legionnaire, I just think it's a little bit too greedy. But pick up Witchslayer instead, and maybe leave that jungle pick if they want to go for it as last pick.
Yeah, Witchslayer, however, kind of an intriguing pickup in itself. Not your everyday support hero, and I assume that's what the role is going to be for this game here. And I kind of wonder why is Witchslayer. Now, there's been a lot of talk, with a hero like Silhouette and how he's a great candidate to her, but obviously there's no Silhouette here on Reason. But
that's not the reason why they pick him up. I think the reason why they picked him up here is because of the burst potential that Witchslayer provides. Like, I saw a couple of times where you see maybe Deadwood ganking by himself in Game 1, and he needed that extra +1 person, and like he don't think he would get the kill with the Glacius. Whereas you have Witch Slayer plus Doctor Pulse or even Witch Slayer plus Bubbles, like they're going to be able to kill anyone on the map because of that Silver Bullet, because of that burst potential, and that's where I think the real niche lies with Witch Slayer, is that he offers ability sort of to gank into the mid game because of the Silver Bullet, like. And just the burst potential is insane, Bareki. Like he can just go around killing people with bubbles and just creating a lot of space for BMG, and I think that's why we picked him up. And we used to see it. I think it was a slight flavour of the month, like a couple of months ago. And then we didn't see him ever again. And I don't know why. Like this hero is really, really strong. I'm pretty sure we are going to see him in a second support role. I don't think we're going to see like a second support Bubbles or something weird like that. So, but there's Pyromancer as well, so they're going to get some burst potential of their own for reason.
Yeah, obviously kind of a counterpart to Witch Slayer in that sense with the ulti at least, but Morax's final pick coming out here for Reason Gaming. So, with that
Jungle
final pick especially, yeah, it looks like it is indeed going to be a Jungle Warbeast here. Coming out from Bad Monkey Gaming, and Tank Effect will get his hands on it. So that goes back to he obviously has great potential to do so. It's not out of the question. But,
yeah. I just think it's gonna be a little bit risky though. It's not too bad, I guess, because they have obviously the Miraculous and Bubbles, which offer something in the early game. But Witch Slayer, not the greatest early game support. I sort of talked about mid game can offer a lot, and there's the roaming Swiftblade. I'm pretty sure what we're gonna see from Reason, and they're gonna really try and sort of pressure BMG because of this sort of somewhat greedy lineup that they're playing.
Maybe
not. Maybe going to do second support Magnus actually. I don't know.
They still have to swap things around possibly. Waiting to ultimately ready up here, but
I mean,
Swiftblade final.
I guess a Magnus Pyromancer combo is a little bit better in terms of a roaming duo. Because obviously, Magnus was stunned, that it would be an easy follow-up with Pyromancer. But yeah, a roaming combo with Swiftblade plus Pyromancer won't work too well because Pyromancer will never be able to really land his stun. So with this combo, it's going to be maybe a little bit of a more reliable combo. Makes sense.
Definitely. All right, so game number 2. Going to start things off with the pause here, but just a quick update on that once again. The other game they were talking about, Nstone did defeat Willow Keeper in the end, so they're up 1-0 here. Sync is also up 1-0 over Shrek is Love. And then, of course, the other series, even Fresh against Prime Acres, that was played yesterday, as we talked about, and Fresh did win that series 2-0. So there's kind of your updates from around the board there as far as the other teams and how they're looking so far. So, yeah, again, keeping a really close eye, though, on the Nstone Willow Keeper. The winner of that plays the winner of this series, as the losers will play each other as well, and that's where it gets really interesting because, I mean, I guess there's no fear of being dropped down to gold at this point because it is the final cycle, of course, but at the same time, the minimum prize pool, but on top of the minimum points, and like we're talking about, a team like BMG especially, that could hurt them the most, so it's going to be very interesting.
I think standings will play a big part as well, because obviously seeding will play a factor. And some people might say, if in a tournament that it's winner takes all, it doesn't matter where you seed because you've got to have to beat everyone you play against. But I think with the playoffs, I think getting a little bit of practice and trying to understand maybe the potential picks and drafts will play a big factor. So having those easier matchups first with better seeding, I think will be a little bit more advantageous.
Absolutely. So we'll see. Again, the playoffs themselves are obviously going to be pretty damn awesome. And again, it's cool that we go right into it. So we got, of course, this weekend and the following weekend with Cycle number 8. But as soon as Cycle 8 finishes, that Tuesday is when the first round kicks off for the playoffs. So there's not going to be another week downtime or anything like that. We're going to get right into it. Yeah, we're going to get right into the action. And as you said, the most important tournament in a lot of these players and teams' lives here, as far as the winner takes all. The winner will be going to Thailand as well. So not only is it just a great vacation in itself, so a great trip, I should say. Not necessarily vacation because it's going to be working hard, but
they'll win.
At the same time, a chance to win some really good money and compete against the best in the world. So, yeah, don't need to.
Talking of that, actually. I was speaking with Super KG actually before this game, and he said, "Yeah, we're going to Thailand." And I was like, "Man, you seem confident." He says, "Yeah, we're definitely going." So I don't know, man. We have to wait and see, I guess. But
I know Beef was talking about that too on the podcast. He's like, "No, yeah, we're going to Thailand, and just to see you guys, if anything." So it's something he especially has on his mind. But of course, it is a team effort, and hey, they looked strong in game number 1, but gave it away in the end in a sense, and it starts here now. Can they climb from behind against Reason Gaming? That's what we're trying to find out in the end. So we got, once again, a lot of action here at the bottom lane. You got the Hellhounds scouting it out. Going to be killed off eventually. There we go. And going to allow Racing Gaming to get their wards down now. At the pole camp, and is that a double pole? Or oh yeah, down here. That's an interesting ward aside actually. Behind the tower here from Cheoli.
Yeah, I think they really want to punish and go for dives, and this ward will give them as much vision as they need to really make those dives happen. Because like I said before in the draft, reason they are very, very weak in the early game. They don't have the greatest early rotations. Bubbles, obviously he's going to most likely sit in this lane. Witchslayer very weak before he gets that level 6 mark. Maracas isn't able to really rotate either, and Dr. Pulse will need his level 6 before he's really useful. So, yeah, reason they really do want to punish this early game and this laning phase as much as possible because they've got the second support, and I think they can.
Yeah. You look at Bubbles, Owen me and his companions in apparently the same clan here, but going to be at the bottom lane and going to have to play very defensively right off the bat. So, yeah, we'll see if this little sneaky play here from Recent Gaming is able to pay off or not. But see, going to hide it out, wait to see if maybe somebody pushing with it. Not going to be the case. So Bubbles going to be fine at least initially. And now the roaming crew, they're going middle though.
Really nice ward actually
yeah,
really nice ward here by Pele actually. It spots out any rotations and action should be fine because of it. But he's playing a little... yeah, he's going to back off, yeah. So that one ward there just saved Action's life. So really nice played from Pele right there.
Yeah, he knew how much time he had, so he played it. And actually, he's going into there. That's interesting.
I don't think they'd have the burst potential with just Magmus and Pyro. I think Deadwood would have to come over as well, and obviously if Deadwood started running past the wave, it's going to give Haxtron a heads up, although they're going to try for it maybe though.
Well, you look at that play right there. Magnus actually blocked the stack attempt from Dr. Repulsor coming out, so pretty sneaky play right there, and now Doctor, he's going to run into that. He has no clue. Yeah, okay, there. I mean, there's the electric turd coming out, but now here comes a follow-up damage. The stun lockdown. One more on-tech from each. Oh, one more. He gets it off. Yep. Cheoli with the bloodlust kill. Female pyromancers on sale, baby. Woo! Oh, that's awkward. Anyways, no, Cheoli, though, picks up the bloodlust kill. That's interesting. You know, Haxerin, I mean, did he just not see them with the ward of sight?
This ward definitely saw it. Like, you can click on the ward, look, you can see what kind of vision it provides. Like, they must have saw it, and that's the reason why he was off the lane as well. Like, Haxerin was like, oh, I don't want to sit on the lane because of this roaming Duro, but where else are they going to come from than up here? And, I mean, they just, you know, had the amount of burst potential available, honestly, and got the kill.
Yeah, I mean, that is a very, very bad start for BMG as a whole. You know, in your mid-hero in a 1v1 matchup gets ganked like that, and so going to send him behind a little bit as far as earlier on. 5-0 Creep Farm versus AW who's 10-4 right now. So already Embry having a great time. Of course, a very, very hard hitter. Top lane's kind of interesting, too. You look at this, Witcher is being very hidden over here to the side, trying to look for an attempt, but again, Swiftblade not the easiest hero to gank with those stuns because he's got that spin and can easily avoid if the timing's not correct, so...
And Witchfire just offers so little at level 1. Like, the stun duration is very, very poor. So bottom lane, though, Magnus has got Invisible, and he might be able to kill this kill on Bubbles, actually, bottom lane.
Well, there's the stun. Will he have the damage follow-up? It's the question. Puppet Show comes out, holding him in place. Bubbles has a shell surf. Can he use it in time? Yes, he can, with the take cover. So he went a very defensive build there with that take cover level 1, and actually able to get away as a result of it.
I think, actually, if Immoboy actually just spec the Q and the W and left out the E, I think that was going to be a Q on Bubbles there, but...
good point.
I guess he was 1v1 though, so he obviously needs the E to sort of have some kind of good lane presence, so I can understand it, but they're going to try maybe go for it again if they can. Yeah,
it's interesting because you figure the Whiplash did provide a little bit of extra damage right there, but yeah, was that a difference? They're going to go for it. No, he gets away, but yeah, Swiftblade at the top lane. He's spinning away. Warby's still sitting on top of the Witcher. Witcher, the hero blocker. Oh. Here comes Pyromancer though with the stun. And Witcher going to be stopped at the result. He pops the health potion.
Great
and that will be the end of that. Yeah, beautiful stun by Cheoli. So picks up a bloodlust kill, helps save his teammate Zane right there. He's playing pretty damn well here to start things off.
Yeah, and going back to the Witchslayer though, I didn't really talk about. I mean, I talked about how Witchslayer does need that level 6 to be impactful, but the only way you can really get secure levels on Witchslayer is that you have to utilise the pool. But obviously, they're running this sort of weird dual lane off lane. And obviously we'll be in the jungle because of obviously the roaming potential from Magnus and Pyromancer. But unless he gets kills, which I don't think Witchlight is going to get any kind of early kills there, he's going to be low level for a long time, and I think that's going to be have a big impact. Like, he's level 1 4 minutes into the game, and even if he has to sort of sit behind Warbeast while he's jungling, I think it's going to be useful because he needs to get XP because otherwise this Witchlight is going to be dead weight. So.
Yeah. Pyromancer going to be ran in by Moraxis right here. Out comes the stop. Witchslayer's in range. Yes, he is with his line stun. As you pointed out, though, minimal damage and very little time on it at level 1. And as a result, Pyromancer gets away. And now Swiftblade on top of Witchslayer is going to try to kite around the tree right here, but that's not going to happen. He runs right back into him, and he's in trouble. They do get the kill to Pyromancer. Yeah, Moraxis was actually able to chase him down. However, his counterpart, Witchslayer, does get picked off. So it's kind of a... Yeah, I didn't even realize Moraxis was chasing down Pyromancer still. Manages to take him. And now Magnus actually finds Doctor deep in his jungle, but nothing's going to come of that, it looks like. So we'll stay at a one-for-one exchange right there, I guess.
Yeah, I think actually, I don't know, you probably weren't watching the engagement. I think Pyromancer just tried to help out the Swiftblade, but he got a little bit overextended. Actually, Moraxis, though, this could be him falling, most likely. Hit.
Yep, just enough damage. And Swiftblade, he didn't have some slashes, but yeah, it wasn't necessary, of course, in the end.
And this is the early game domination, which I was talking about, because of this dual support lineup. Warbeast obviously offers very, very minimal outside of the Battlecry, but I mean, on the grand scheme of things, it doesn't offer too much in these early lanes. Obviously, Bubbles has to sit bottom to really sort of soak up the XP, and so the only real rotations that BMG can do right now is a Witchslayer who is level 1. So, as you can see, like, this is why Reason's early laning phase is going very, very well. Obviously, if they can get over this bad hump, then BMG will be in a good spot, but at the moment, obviously, Reason looking very, very good.
Magnus and Pyromancer actually run into Warbeast. Witchslayer is nearby, though. Witchslayer hits the stun on a Pyromancer. But Warbeast, of course, now more follow-up that he can really provide right there. And then Azane again gets another kill on a Moraxis. Swift Slash is used, picks it up. Oh, boy. Swiftblade is just absolutely hell. This whole team is really dominating right now. As you look at the GPM, that's kind of expected with the start here, as you're talking about.
Yeah, and like Moraxis needs to be sort of somewhat babysat in this lane as well, because I think Swiftblade was like 2 or 3 levels above Moraxis, and obviously Swiftblade is still very, very strong. Q and R combo has a lot of kill potential, and this Witchslayer level 1 man, I sort of stayed at the start, and he's still like 6 minutes in. He's gonna be completely dead weight. Like, he's gonna maybe get level 6 at 15 minutes into the game, but by that time, you know, the game could be already over by then.
Middle lane Dr. Repulsor, yep, is gonna fall. Opened up with a Falcon Punch. You know, Dr. Pulsar not the easiest hero to gank by himself for obvious reasons there with the ludicrous speed, but he was able to lock him down long enough with the Rotten Grasp and the Falcon Punch. So, well played, a.k.a. Willowmaker. I know I keep calling Falcon Punch, guys, but the Willowmaker there from Deadwood is the appropriate name. So, just more to the start here for Recent Gaming. And, I mean, you look at BMG, what hopes do they have here? This is just an atrocious start for them.
Yeah, I think, obviously, they have to play passive. Like, they need to make sure that this Warbeast has a decent start, and this really just goes on for maybe the next 10 minutes probably. Just try and reduce any kind of kills if possible. Play defensive, because if Reason get any more kills, it's going to spiral out of control. And actually, Bubbles should be fun. So.
Yeah, Deadwood continues to go at it here at the middle lane, but yeah, the bottom lane you see Bubbles. He shell surfs away to survive for now, but now they're just going to get some good push on this tower most likely, or just farming away the creep wave here is Puppet Master, as well as Pyromancer. Swiftblade, no, he's fine, just taking some harass damage. Not the biggest deal there. Warbeast going continue to roam around. He is level 6 now, so at least has that ulti form to assist if need be, but
his farm's so low as well, which, I mean, obviously it's understandable because obviously he's had to rotate jungle time and time again, but still, this just goes back to the greedy draft. Like, Dr. Pulse is forced to sort of take Ancients, Warbeast's farm is very, very bad, and Witchslayer is not able to sort of sit in a lane because he's just too vulnerable right now. So, he did get his level 2 though, Breaky, so yeah. Time's looking good.
He's got that. He's got that at least. So yeah, it's got the miniaturization now for another 1.25 seconds here, so it's locked down. Getting a little bit stronger, but this tower is going to fall. Already a portal key, by the way, on Deadwood, and that's...
Oh, man.
That is more scary. I mean, you look at this Legion team, what they have. Yeah, they're all pretty... Not the tankiest yet, so... A lot of opportunity for Deadwood. He's going to try to start off right of the bat. Nice take cover use, though. He dodges the Rotten Grasp. And actually, Deadwood, is he in trouble? No, the Graveyard Stone just out of range. That's a fancy Graveyard Stone, by the way. But just out of range of Deadwood. So at least he doesn't get counter kill. But I mean, so that's good for BMG in a couple reasons. The biggest one being they know he has a portal key now, so
yeah, it's true.
Being aware of that at least.
But I think almost the worst is about to come. Honestly, now they do have portal key on Deadwood, even though he has shown it. Like, the amount of map control that Reason can take. They've already took down the tier 1 tower bot, which I really do like the decision. because they're so far ahead right now that BMG can't really contest them. So taking the tier 1 tower bot allows them access to this jungle, which they're able to sort of farm out, and just further reduces anywhere that BMG can farm, because BMG obviously want to sort of take this late and really try and delay the game and slow the game down. But the more map control they lose, then obviously the more Reason can really take advantage of it. So good play.
Yes, sir. And top lane against Swiftblade, 363 gold per minute. He's 41-8 here, creep farm. Morax is still up here trying to get what he can. 39-6, actually managing pretty solid creep farm still, despite his 2 deaths he has had. But you got to be a little worried for him, because he is kind of pushed up here pretty aggressively, and as the game picks up, of course, it gets scarier and scarier. And as I say that, Deadwood's now up here, so if Moraxis continues to kind of hold his ground here, he could be in a lot of trouble. Looks like he's going to fall back, though. If anything, again, they know Deadwood's missing, so picking up on that information and retreating as a result of that makes a lot of sense here. But again, so BMG, they're kind of forced to play this very passive game here, but so it's kind of that catch-22. It's like they have to play passive because of how far they are behind already. At the same time, it's playing passive is just going to even put you further behind at this rate. So
yeah,
there's going to have some. They need to take some risks somewhere, but for the time being, going to farm with what they can get.
If they're going to try and find a risk, it has to be with probably most likely with the Doctor Repulsor and Meraxes. Although Meraxes doesn't have Portal Key, maybe they can get a catch with the Doctor Repulsor, because there's literally nothing else they can really do, I don't think. Warbeast is coming in, though, so they might be able to sort of box out the Reason from their enemy jungle. But Doctor has to be involved, because they don't have any catch except for him, and they're going to go. I
mean, they got the numbers advantage. They are going to catch Magnus here, and he is going to be killed off, so at least they get something out of it. Only their second kill of the game so far, but hey, it's something there. Puppet Master, of course, able to escape, but, again, the downside there, not to be a devil's advocate, but it did take all 5 players to collapse for that kill. But again, hey, kill's a kill, especially when you're behind like this. And
they're going to lose mid-tower, though.
But yeah, middle tower, that's easily going to fall here.
Yeah, because of obviously the rotation from BMG, they lost the mid-tower. But not the biggest of deals, though, because I think they was going to lose that tower regardless, so at least they did get somewhat of an okay trade, but obviously getting the kill only on a support Magnus, but like you said, Breaky, still a kill is a kill. Dwarf Pulse form is very, very poor, but like I said, like this sort of strategy here for BMG is so, it's sort of like on a sword's edge in a sense, because like at the moment they're doing very, very bad, but if they can get back into this game, like, they're going to be in a good situation. They're going to be in a good position. They've got Warbeast, they've got Merax, they've got Doctor Repulsor. It's just, can they get over that hump?
Yeah.
And I think Bubbles level 6 now. He did get the kill on the Magnus. Try and maybe set up kills with the Doctor Repulsor and Bubbles if possible. Because I think Meraxes without a portal key is going to offer very, very little as well. But they have, like you said, they have to make risks, because if they don't take risks, then Reason are going to sort of control this whole game. The biggest thing, like when obviously you're behind and you lost this much map control, the biggest thing to do is try and control your side of the map, kind of thing. Try and farm your own jungle. Actually, top lane though.
Not going to help things, unfortunately. He popped everything right there, hoping that something would keep him alive, but it wasn't even close. I mean, just way too much upfront damage. Going to more access right there. Yeah, he just happened to go up there as soon as the roam came over, and bad timing indeed. This is going to be another tower kill, so again, the hole just seems like it gets deeper and deeper here for Bad Monkey Gaming. So again, they're trying most certainly, but it continues to be a really, really deep hole here. You got Tankafet. He's level 9 now. He's got the Abyssal Skull. So he's getting some okay farm here, but okay is not good enough here. In BMG's case, you're going up against a team that has 3 heroes that are 400+ gold per minute at only 13 minutes into the game. And Assassin Shroud, Puppet Master, you see plenty of early farm here on Swiftblade. He's got the Energizer, the Ghost Marchers, the Ring of the Teacher. And then, of course, you got Deadwood. In this case, they jump more access again. And Deadwood, he throws in the Rotten Grass for assistance. Zane actually gets credit for the kill, though. I got to think the motivation right here for BMG is like,
yeah, I think Super KG just sort of was like, oh, it's a free kill, because it looked like only Pyromancer was there, but the rest of the Reason was sitting behind him as well. So yeah, they're gonna lose tier tower, the tier 2 as well, and just further take map control. Reason they're a long way away from pushing into base though, which is obviously maybe the saving grace for BMG. Reason do not have the items to really sort of push high ground, but in reality, it doesn't really matter, because they can control so much of the map right now. They're going to take Ancients. They can take the jungle as well. The ward vision is a little bit lacking, though. They don't have any wood vision outside of the one mid and the one here to protect from Ancients, but none to really sort of control the Legion jungle. But BMG do take the tier 1 tower bot, so some still signs of hope though, I guess.
There is. He got more access here. He's going to fall back before he gets jumped by Puppet Master, but definitely there's something. I mean, not trying to oversell it here, but of course, no. I guess the best way to put it is like they don't necessarily need to concede that 15 minutes here. But
oh no, definitely not. Like I said, they've got good ways to, if they can get into the 20-minute mark. Like they have good ways to get them back into the game. Like Doctor and Warbeast should never really be ruled out, and they're only 9,000 gold behind, which obviously it sounds a lot, but it could have been a lot worse. But middle lane, though, this could be bad.
Yeah, it's not going to help things, unfortunately. Dr. Repulsor gets locked down. Voodoo Puppet comes out. And a couple auto attacks later, Haxorine does fall again. So, yeah, he's 0-3-1 right here. Again, not the prettiest start. I've been saying that a lot, though, I feel like. Warby is going to send out his Hellhounds. Realize that Swiftblade was basically right next to him right there and has to fall back as well. And now Recent Gaming there, especially being Hellborn here with the lead that they have, why not take an early Kongor? It's only 15 minutes in, but there's nothing that Recent Gaming is going to do to stop, or BMG is going to do to stop this. Yeah, even if they know, which they probably do. So.
Yeah, Swiftblade Abyssal on Swiftblade allows them to do this, and yeah, the Hellhound knows they're going to maybe try and go for a snipe with the Hellhounds, but I don't think it's going to be successful.
We'll see. I mean, nope. Good attempt though. In the end, Puppet Master picks it up. So yeah, Tank Fed trying to be sneaky there. Not enough in the end though. Whispering Helm now just finished by Puppet Master as well. Top lane. That they want to go on this Magnus, but tower diving especially is obviously very, very scary at this point, so not going to risk it too much despite having a couple of heroes that definitely could. Veiled Rock coming in from Dr. Repulsor though, so they're really trying to set something up here on a Magnus, but as long as Magnus, well, he's kind of poking out a little bit. As long as he hugs his tower here though, he should be fine. I think diving the tower would be a costly decision for BMG, but they're going to go for it. Dr. Repulsor goes in. No TPs. It actually took a while right there. He gets bursted down pretty quickly in the end. Finally, Primate supports in as well to arrest them. But yeah, the TPs were just a little bit late, honestly, from Recent Gaming. You see Deadwood, he's going to try to maybe chase somebody down, but Veiled Rot on Bubbles, and he's just out of range. Now he's going to be exposed. Oh, the fucking punch! It hits mid-animation. That looks pretty funny, actually, but Embry gets credit for the kill right there, so. Down goes on me, but yeah, I knew the tower dive would have been a little risky, so.
It's quite funny though how like he was actually in sort of like vision range, but obviously couldn't see him because of the veiled rod, and then he put a key in front and he just ended up right next to him. It's pretty funny.
That's true, yeah.
But yeah, now with Token on Puppet Master as well as the Abyssal Skull. Actually, Witchland might be... No, it's going to be fun. Abyssal Skull on Swiftblade, Portal Key, as well as the Soul's Bulwark and the Plated Greaves. I think Reason have probably the items they can if they want to sort of go high ground. Seeing as Mirax doesn't have Portal Key as well, they might look to go high ground. But again, like I said, they don't have to. They can just really control the map and further take a lead. And Reason, they've got good late game themselves as well, so they're in no rush really.
Well, you got Dr. Repulsor pushing out the bottom lane here again with that glowstone first, so working towards an Icon of the Goddess here. Actually, only 248 gold per minute, though. Not the prettiest as it continues to be, so 450 gold per minute on Swiftblade. Again, the 3 heroes still above that 400 gold mark on the Hellborn side, including Deadwood. Deadwood going the Plated Greaves, by the way. What do you make of that? That's kind of an interesting decision there on his part to pick up the Plated Greaves.
I think it's obviously he's fighting against Warbeast, and although he doesn't have the greatest farm as of yet, he's going to be dishing out a lot of physical presence, and also it gives him ability to sort of push up the high ground as well. Extra armor on the creeps just helps in terms of pushing high ground, and I think that's what they were looking for. But that plus Soul's Bulwark plus obviously the Abyssal Skull, it's a lot of armor, and it will be very, very useful for any kind of push that they might decide to do.
Puppet Master, Assassin trot in. He's got a double damage rune as well. Will he find somebody's a question? Doesn't look like it, at least initially. And they're going to be good for now. But bottom lane, you got Deadwood. Yeah, he jumps in on Doctor. He missed the rotten grass, and that's going to save Doctor and possibly set up a turn kill right here. Deadwood, he's a lot of trouble himself. But again, the Plated Greaves are mitigating him plenty of auto attack damage, and Doctor needs to be careful not to go too far here. Yeah, he's going to have to fall back as his Witch Slayer.
If that Witch Slayer was 6, that would have been minutes or nice. But
yeah, that would have been. That's true. Yeah, he's
played.
not even level 6 yet. That's a good point.
Yeah, and I thought he would get like level 6 in 15 minutes, but no, I was wrong. It's going to be like that for maybe the 20-minute mark. And
Yeah.
like I said, I think they just obviously the early game aggression from Reason was just too much, but they're still holding in though. It looks like they're going to go Icon and Doctor Repulsor, and when they get Portal Key on Miraculous, that's when they can start getting back into the game. They'll have the ability to start go for ganks, go for active play, and actually Witch Layer is... I thought he was level 6, but he wasn't. Witch Layer 6 actually will be quite a big deal as well, because he'll be able to actually contribute quite a lot in ganks as well, and I think that's the only way BMG can really get back from this massive deficit, honestly, because they're not going to be able to outfarm Reason, and they're not going to be able to take team fights or towers either, because Reason will easily be able to sort of respond to it. So, Portal Key and go for ganks, and simply as, and if it fails, then it fails, unfortunately. But they have to make aggressive plays and go for it, because otherwise they're going to lose the game regardless. So.
Yeah, can't play the passive game here. Got to go for the reach. So there's the Portal Key on a Miraxis. Yeah, it's the start of something, at least for BMG, but Reason Gaming kind of is doing a split push right here somewhat. In fact, bottom lane, Puppet Master coming in. Now, there was a Rev Void. I think that would have spotted him, so Reason Gaming at least has that information to work with. But it doesn't really matter. He's going to come out, obviously, with the Assassin Shroud and start pushing in the wave now with his team. So, BMG, they're going to instead counter-push the top lane. Again, trying to make the best of a bad situation. Deadwood, though, he's lurking nearby. Ron Grasp will land. Quick kill on a Witch Slayer right off the bat. Magnus does it with the Eruption. And Warbeast is also going to fall. They get the tower kill. But it did come at the cost of 2 heroes, and they lost bottom secondary. Yeah, it just gets worse and worse, man. This
is what I was talking about. I said I don't think BMG have the ability to try and push towers, because Reason will just respond as they did. They obviously did get the tower, I guess, but they lost 2 in respond, as well as the tier 2 bottom. But they're going to get Pyromancer though, so again, looking bad, but slowly trying to get back into this though.
They get somebody at least. They get somebody, but yeah, it's again still a lot of work to do here in what is game number 2 here. So, but you know, with you being on the verge of already down 1-0, and this would be it anyway, so might as well fight it out. I mean, Witcher's still not level 6, which really wanted to get him. In fact, if I was Doctor, I was going to say even just try to let him at least finish out this creep wave or something, man, because you want that Witcher to be level 6, but...
Yeah, I think before level 6, Witchslayer, it's not even a hero, practically. He needs a level 6, and it's what makes a hero, so he just needs to get it, honestly, otherwise he's going to offer practically nothing, but should get it soon, hopefully.
Yeah. So eventually has to get it, you would think, so just a matter of time. Bottom lane, though, Magnus and Deadwood, they are here, and Magnus going to try to bait something out. They already are moving over a little bit, so we'll see if this is successful or not. As Miraxis, yeah, he's going to stomp right on top, but Deadwood, he's waiting. Rotten Grasp lands, he does go, and Magnus does fall. He gets going to Dr. Repulsor, though. That's the target he wanted. But now he's in a little bit of trouble himself, actually. He does not have anything left to try to get away right here, I don't think. The lockdown's going to happen, and yeah, he is going to be picked off, and there's a level 6
level
Witch Slayer.
6, finally, we're there.
Hit it. All right, so there's a couple of important kills coming out.
Yeah, definitely. A good trade for BMG. They did lose their Dr. Repulsor, but he had just finished his Icon, so it was definitely worthwhile that they got that kill. And Warbeast is closing in on a Shrunken Head as well. So, although they have been delayed for on a lot of their core items, they are slowly getting them core items. And when they do get them, then obviously they have at least a chance in terms of the team fights and perhaps getting back into the game. So.
Yeah, I noticed some people bring it up as actually top lane. Swiftblade jumped, but not really anything of it. He, of course, spins away. It's going to be fun. He's level 16, jeez. Yeah, he's the highest level in the game by quite a bit, actually. His teammate level 14 in Deadwood, but Swiftblade's kind of been doing his own thing, and Zane's been doing it very well. At the same time, he's 4-0-1, so still been pretty involved. I do notice a couple of people bring it up, but I'm a little bit under the weather, so if it is noticeable, I do apologize, but still trying to recover here, so... But doing my best, of course. Can't gotta grind through it with Cycle here. I know.
I'll carry you on the cast break.
Minnie's carrying me. Just
and interesting skill build actually here from Chowley. It's actually gone maxed out the further. I've got 1 point in Dragonfire and actually only 3 points in the Phoenix Wave, which touched on it a little bit before, and how although the scaling to the W has changed a little bit, where the level 1 Dragonfire is quite good, and you can sort of max out the further. I think that only really works for core Pyromancers. Obviously, in this case, he's actually playing a support. The only reason why I say that is because I think burst potential on Pyromancers is just so more useful than having maybe harassment from E. But I guess it's okay if he's pushing towers, which he has been doing, I guess, and the extra attack speed and cast speed is something that's obviously useful. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to definitely ask him afterwards, because I couldn't really say why he's actually picked it up, honestly. But it's interesting nonetheless, because I just didn't think maxing further would be could be really viable on a support Pyromancer. But seeing it here.
That is interesting coming out from Chioli, but yeah, perhaps get some insight of that here in the near future. But for now, going to continue to progress along with it. Again, some more bottom push coming out. You see Magnus cleaning out the jungle. You actually got that Lex Talionis here. It's an item that, again, got some buffs in that 3.6 patch, and perhaps getting some interest as a result. Middle lane, ooh, Devil with a double damage who's coming in, but Moraxis falls back before he can be jumped, and as a result, of course, going to be fine. Top lane, Veiled Rot from Bubbles, but he's not going to find any opportunity either, and that will be the end of that. Slipplay, though, again, level 16. He's got the Frostburn well on his way to a full Dawnbringer if that's what he chooses here, in fact. Yeah, these bigger and better items just continuing to progress for our Hellborn side. In fact, there's a Storm Spirit even on that main support Pyromancer, so that's obviously more good news for BMG, or excuse me, Recent Gaming. And, I kind of wonder if BMG really even knows how far behind they are. Again, I'm not saying they should concede by any means, but you look at where they're down 16,000 gold and 11.5 thousand experience. It's pretty significant, 25.5 minutes in especially, but
I think they must know, though. It's because of how different BMG are playing. Like, they're playing so defensive. Like, they've realised, how much map control they've lost. Like, their wards are very quite defensive as well, and you can just feel the whole playstyle. Like, whenever they kill a creep wave, they're instantly back off because of how scared they actually are to get picked off. But I do know what you mean. But I think they're going to try and go for a play when they've got Stronger Head on Wall Beast, perhaps, and go for some more kills as well, which I think they do need to. But because I think the reason that their game plan is wait till Congo, which actually is up now, and then go from there. This would be the second Congo, or would it be the third?
Yeah. Second, I think. Yeah, I want to say second, yeah. Because I'm pretty sure, Puppet Master had the first one.
It's only 26 minutes in, actually, so I didn't realise how... it feels later than it actually is, to be fair, but it's actually quite still early in the game. So they're going to pick up this, and I think, particularly with the Stronger Head now on Puppet Master, I think they are going to be happy to sort of go high ground as well. There's no real objectives they can really take. And I think, obviously, the later this goes on, the more chance that BMG has a potential to get back into this game as well. So I think they're going to start maybe trying to push out as well. They've got all the items. They've got Portal Key and Magnus. They've got Storm Spirit for any kind of counter initiation, and obviously Stronger Head on Puppet Master as well. Probably going to push out all the lanes, so BMG don't have the ability to sort of split push or go for racks for themselves. That's what Pyromancer is doing right now, and then maybe push mid and go from there.
You see Dr. Pulsar getting the regenerate at least, so see if we can make anything of this, because it's a very powerful rune combo on him. But yeah, and again, that's why I kind of feel the same way. It feels later, but that's just because of where Recent Gaming's at with their items and whatnot, and how progressed they really are. And that's just, again, goes back to show just how much of an early game advantage they've had. That was interesting. Magnus signed with the C out, and then he portal keys away really quickly, so Bubbles kind of toying with him right there in a sense. But yeah, the Token of Life picked up by Puppet Master, as you pointed out. He's got an Arcana, so well on his way to I assume it's going to be a Hellflower here, of course, coming out for him. I really wonder, Deadwood, I guess, very likely going to be going here. Or it could be the Shrunken at the same time. That wouldn't be out of the question either, but up to him.
Yeah.
We'll know shortly here as far as what he goes for. And then on the Legion side, the side that's really trying to recover, you got a Doctor. Where does Doctor go, you think? I mean, he went the Icon first.
I mean, it has to, first of all, I think it has to be an item that isn't incredibly luxurious. Like, if you try to go for a sheepstick, I don't think he's even going to be able to get it before, Reason start pressuring for high ground, for example. So I think it has to be relatively cheap, maybe a Shrunken Head. I think it has to be an item that will win them a team fight in base, and I think maybe Shrunken Head will do that. It will stop out the Eruption, as well as any burst potential from Pyromancer. I mean, normally, talking from personal experience, I think you have to sometimes trying to get like at least 2 mana items on Dr. Pulsar, otherwise you run out of mana before. But in this case, I think he has to make an exception, because if he doesn't go for maybe Shrunken Head, I think he's going to die, and then they're going to lose the team fight and then lose the game. So I think Shrunken Head will be the item of choice here. It's probably not the item he probably would want to go for, but I think he realises that there's a team fight up and coming soon, and that he'll have to get it just to make sure they win it, because if they lose it, they're going to lose the game. So,
very true.
Shrunken Head, I think, but he might not be able to get it before Reason start pushing. So
that could very likely be the issue, and you see right here, Reason Gaming, they are kind of grouped up here in the middle lane and looking like they're going to be pushing in. So the tower going to start taking some good damage right here.
Look at Tank of It. Good Tank of It, middle lane.
Where is he? Oh, look at this. Yeah, trying to backdoor the middle tower. That's not going to happen. In the meantime, they jump. They know that he's not here yet. He is porting in. Moraxis got the Matrax up, but it doesn't freaking matter. Wow. That damage so intense. He does have a buyback. He's going to have to use it, you figure. It's basically his last stand right here. For BMG, there's initiation from Dr. Kinda. No buyback just yet, but Reason Gaming, of course, going to still stand their ground.
They can siege it slowly, to be fair. Like, they can just have Puppet Master up here and set everyone else behind him, which looks like they're going to do. Oh, Swiftblade's going to go for it.
Bubbles toying with him again. There's a jump once again from Dr. Pulsar. Nice stun from Witchler in the background. Magnus stuns in the background. Swift Slash is now bouncing around, and down goes Warbeast off the bat. The buyback from Moraxis. He goes in. They might kill Swiftblade, but the spin is too strong. He does survive, and now they stun back in, and that should possibly do it. Doctor's going to fall. A hat trick coming out for Imba And now Reason Gaming going cutthroat. Dr. Pulsar does buy back. He wants to make it happen. He gets one kill. Then gets another kill. Devil most like, okay, so maybe not going to do it. And he may get a hat trick. No, there's a token alive on Puppet Master. Can he get away is the question. Nice lockdown right off the bat. And here comes the eruption though from Magnus going back in with that eruption. The kill on a Witchler. Now they'll go for Dr. Pulsar. Will it be enough? Down goes Magnus, but he does pick up the kill on a Doctor. Another double tap for Imba. And Pyromancer joins the party again. She actually bought back and poured it in, and so did Zane. No, Zane just resurrected, I guess. Or maybe he poured it back even, but yeah, he's coming back.
Died.
No, yeah, he didn't die. He just poured it back. So still trying to hang in here, man. But they got the racks. And now Pyromancer, he gets jumped by Moraxis. He is going to end up falling most likely. Barely alive. Jukin and Jive in some way, somehow. Does fall, but it comes at a major cost. 2 more heroes die. Now Warbeast comes in. It's just a never-ending fight. Just like we had last game as well, which ended it. But now Witchslayer comes back in. Does he have a silver bullet? He does not. So not going to be able to provide much else here with that stun. And yeah, they're going to easily clean up the range. So that should finally do it. And you get your eye. And yet you get yourself. Oh, I'm not sure what that
I have no idea what he's talking about, to be honest. I think it means Puppet Master, I think.
Yeah, it might have been.
Marak just, yeah, I don't know.
Thought he absorbed it, but did not. But anyways, point being, Recent Gaming, they are going to come through on top of that fight, and they're still going.
Yeah. I think BMG thought that if they just chucked themselves at them, that maybe Reason wouldn't kill the Racks and they'd kill themselves instead, but they took both, and yeah, I mean, this game is over, unfortunately. Like, there's not much else to really talk about. Reason, they just took too much of a really control in the early game, and that Warbeast jungle, which I mentioned at the start of the draft, was a little bit too greedy, and Reason did punish it, honestly. They had some really good rotations from Pyromancer and Magnus, and as a result, really did finish him off. But it looks like they're going to try and take one more team fight and go from there.
Swift play from behind, spinning in. Again, he has this whole team nearby, and BMG is very aware of that, so they're not going to risk jumping in there. In fact, they would, of course, rather fight their base. Puppet Master, though, from the side. No, he's not going to find an opportunity. The assassins try to wear it off right there. So I think Reason Gaming may ultimately start falling back and just clean out the resource here from BMG to starve them even more. Don't over-push it again. They are in a very, very comfortable spot here. No reason to overdo it. In fact, going to group up bottom lane now and likely just put that. Again, they don't have a token or anything, but just how far ahead they are in items, they figure they just don't need it. Look at that pickup from Dr. Pulsar. It's like, I need something, man. He gets a Thunderclaw here. It's got some creep clearing as a result, but...
Yeah, it's good logic, honestly, though. Like, I like the idea.
Yeah. He is going to be jumped, though, initially. Able to fly around and survive, but Magnus stuns in, and Witchslayer doesn't survive much longer after that. Here goes for the counter kill on Magnus, but the Shrunken Heads are up here on the Hellborn side. Another hero, Swiftblade, gets a 1 kill on a Warbeast. Moraxis Matrax out, but that's only going to help him survive a little bit longer. Or really just delay the possible inevitable, as he's still alive, but He is going to try to go back in, but again, BMG knows that they are on the verge of being knocked down to the loosest bracket here. Giving it their all, but it seems like even their A effort is not going to be enough. Dominating Adidas Imbo Boy. GG, well played. Game 2 and the series going to go to Reason Gaming here over Bad Monkey Gaming in this best of 3, so congratulations to them. They're going to move on. Again, BMG, they look strong, especially in the first game.
Yeah.
This game, though, was definitely a different story. It was really all Reason Gaming from the beginning here.
Yeah, and I think it just goes back, honestly, to the draft. It was just a little bit too greedy. They obviously had a jungle wall beast who's an incredibly passive jungler, and then they obviously had Witchslayer support, which is great hero, and I love the hero as a support, but you have to get him into the mid game before he's really useful, honestly. And Reason, they had just great rotations from Magmus and Pyromancer. Got the initial first blood on Dr. Repulse and then rotated and just had such a big impact, honestly. And I mean, I know me and you, particularly maybe me, I don't give enough credit to supports, but this game was clearly won by Nia and Charlie, obviously because of the draft as well. But Nia and Charlie played really, really well on that sort of Magmus Pyromancer roaming duo and deserved the win again.
Absolutely. So well played right there indeed. And I'm actually monitoring this other game here. Yeah, I think it's safe to say we want to jump into the series now. Nstone Gaming versus Willow Keeper. Again, Nstone up 1-0 over Willow Keeper so far. I'm going to jump into it. I got the graphic ready to switch to it as well. But I'm going to have to use a restroom here real quickly. So, Minnie, you're going to really have to carry here. You're going to have to do some casting, but you can take it over as soon as I jump in right here. I'll let you know. All right, but yeah, Nstone versus Willow Keeper again, guys. Nstone up 1-0 here. It looks like we got game number 2 here. And, definitely some interesting things. I'm going to actually catch Pharaoh catches Andromeda right here, and actually Andromeda going to fall. It's a good catch coming out from, it looks like, Cholo Simeon there. And now Nstone may be pushing top. But anyways, I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back, guys. Let me switch to in-game. There you go.
Alright, so let's go over some of the lineup here that Tree have. So Tree have got Andromeda, Lord Sulphurus, Tremble, Deadwood, and Blitz, actually. Boxy playing Blitz, actually, which is kind of interesting. Nelson looks like they're going to rotate and try and maybe put some pressure on the Tier 2 tower top, while Tree were pressuring mid, but looks like they're actually going to try and go for a team fight here, actually. Looks like they want to defend 5-on-5, but quickly go over Nelstone's lineup. Oogie, Cthulhu, Glacius, Magmus, and Pharaoh, and Tree looks like they are ready to defend, though, if they want to. You got Blitz here on the side. Wrong grasp, just trying to slow him down. Blitz is being spotted, actually. He's going to get caught out by the Cthulhu charge. Most likely he's going to go down, tablets away, and uses the quicken, so he's going to get away. Fast little Blitz. It's going to go away. Pharaoh hook actually onto all 3. Massive mummy wall, actually, there. Pops up the barbed armor, and then here comes the eruption and the sun from Magmus as well. Completely wiped team fight there. That is an insane initiation from Pharaoh right there. Killed all 3. Buyback, I think, from Root of Z. And Box TP'd in, but he's going to fall as well. And, wow. Complete one team fight from Nstone Gaming, and going to take their Tier 2 tower top as well. Thank God, Breaky. My play-by-play is goddamn awful. So.
you just can never try too hard when it comes to that. Just let it go. Let it happen. Anyways, so what did I come back to, man? It looks like Nstone had a very good push right there.
Yeah, and Nstone were up by like 5-6k, and then Tree looked like they wanted to try and defend the or the push top. Then they died because of an insanely good initiation from Cholo Simeon on that Pharaoh. Hit 3 onto Wall of Mummies, and then Magmus followed up as well. And just a great team fight from Nstone Gaming, really. You know,
it's really interesting. I'm looking at this game here, and definitely look at the Tree's lineup, and most notably that Lord South-Forest. You know, this is a hero we'd expect to see on Nstone's hands, if anything. You know what? You gotta place that jungle South-Forest, but it's in the hands of Willow Keeper, your Root of Z, making it happen. I kind of wonder if he was playing more of that jungle Lord South-Forest, or if maybe he was in the lane somewhat. But yeah, so that's. But anyways, point being, it's intriguing kind of seeing that. But yeah, Willow Keeper finding themselves in a little bit of a hole here earlier on. It looks like definitely.
They got Blitz, Blitz suicide as well, actually, which is quite interesting.
Was he? Oh yeah, Boxy playing the Blitz. Yeah, that's not your everyday suicide, but hey, with Boxy, he can play any hero suicide. It seems like, and he will make it happen. So, but yeah, Oogie is scary.
Yeah, actually, Magmus is going to TP back here, actually. Oh, he's spotted out by Fusion, though.
Magmus stunts in onto Tremble. The ports are coming in indeed. In comes the Steam Bath, but Glacius is going to be stunned as soon as he does. Now, they do get that middle tower kill, but is it going to come at a cost? Tremble He is in trouble right here as Cthulhu sitting on top, and Magnus in the background. Devil jumps in with the Falcon Punch. He's going to be more than fine, though. Blitz gets caught with the Mummy Wall, though. He eventually goes down, and Tremble also going to end up dropping right there. Big jump from Cholo Simeon with the Mummy Walls, and an Ultimate Warrior streak for him as they also pick up the kill on a Fusin, playing that Andromeda. Man, Nstone Gaming. Again, we're only monitoring the game there for a little bit, but they looked like they were dominating the first game with hero kills at least. And here they are, game number 2. They're making statements, man. They are up to. Yeah. They're on the verge of defeating Willow Keeper here.
Yeah, definitely. And I have to admit, Cholo Simeon has played like when you were off. Like this guy's initiations were absolutely insane. Actually, top lane as well. Gonna go for another one as well. Looks like top lane.
Jumps out Forrest. He pops his ultimate on one of the two, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he's just gonna take too much damage himself. And in the end, they'll both survive. Again, the Mummy Walls. Yeah, it seems like he's making some big plays. The barbed armor also doing plenty of work. Did they also get a kill elsewhere? No, they were just pushing in the middle lane, I guess. But
it's funny though because like I had like really I'm not a big fan of Pharaoh. Like I think the hero is very very weak. Doesn't offer too much really, but he's making it work. 8-2 and 8 and just really dominating, and picked up the puzzle box and barbed armor as well. I think that's completely core as well because like Pharaoh, I think without puzzle box he's quite weak, but that puzzle box makes that hero so good because obviously he can do so much damage with the Wall of Mummies, and I think without that it's very minimal impact, but with it. Looks like he's having a lot of impact here as well, actually.
Yeah, okay, you got right here the Nstone, the Gnome's Wisdom, has that Ring of Sorcery. And did he buy something else? Yeah, I was going to say, this probably has something else. That Frostfield played on the way as well. So all about that intelligence, man. That's what it comes to with the hero like Oogie. But here we go. Here's the Veil Rot chance for Tree. Being very sneaky with this. And they're actually in a pretty good spot. I mean, Cholo Simeon is not here right now. As he ports in, though, so he is going to be here. Deadwood is going to be exposed in the background. It looks like Magnus is trying to find him, but now a jump happens onto Lord South Forest. He pops his ulti on Oogie. Down goes Lord South Forest, but Oogie, again, he can't heal because of that. So that is actually a pretty good counter tool against him. However, Pharaoh doing work in the background, or trying to with the Mummy Walls. Nukes down Deadwood. Magnus was killed, by the way. Blitz is trying to escape, but it hit. He pushed the creeps into him. And they stunned Blitz. Beautiful charge from Cthulhu right there. And Blitz is, well, he's trying. He's trying to get away. That's not going to happen, though. A nuke from Cholo Simeon. Another double tap for him. They also got the pick up on a Tremble, I think it was. And, oh, man, I don't know how much longer is Tree's going to be able to hang into this. He's kind of having fun with it still, but, man, Nstone on the verge of 2-0ing Willow Keeper here and doing it decisively, with that said.
Yeah, it looks like it, and I mean, obviously we haven't seen the start of the game, but I mean, this you can sort of tell what kind of game it's been when Tremble was forced to go Helm Black Legion straight into Shrunken Head. Like, he's offering completely nothing really in these team fights, hitting like a wet fish, offering just nothing. Like only 110 auto attacks, and yeah, it just doesn't seem enough really in these team fights. And obviously we didn't really see how this split suicide worked either, but. Interesting innovation, I guess, from Trey, as we usually do see, but I guess in this game it just didn't work out either.
Yeah. Congo, it's going to fall. Now down he goes. Beaver Binger picks it up, and that token of life, of course. I assume that's the first Congo kill, but with the way this game's going, who knows? But yeah, they got the token on Oogie now. And yeah, that is interesting. So seeing that Lord South Forest pick up and kind of coming into play last fight there with the Undying, but still, it's not enough.
I mean, going back to the Lord South Forest though, like, for Tree though, like picking up, I'm assuming it was jungle. Like, I think there was one time, was it last Cycle Breaky, where Tree were running this sort of trying out Root of Zeon jungle, and it just didn't work out. And
yeah, that was like it was horrendous.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm assuming this was the same story maybe, and it's the same result as well. It looks like so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's just not their thing, but yeah, again, we weren't here from the beginning, so it's hard to ultimately 100% say, but yeah, it seems like that Tree is just that's just not their thing. So, but yeah, Cholo Simeon 10-2-8 right here on the Sparrow. You got Fuzzy Sloth also 7-1-11 on Magnus, so a couple of pretty impressive stat lines there from these two heroes. And they are going to group up and push the last outer tower now. It's the secondary tower bottom, so. Tree, of course, not really interested in defending it, and understandably so. Going to pretty much just give it up. They're going to defend their base, of course, but as far as the outer tower goes, like, you know what, just have it. Not worth risking it. But you can pretty much bet Nstone Game is going to keep this one going. Again, they got the token on Oogie. 3.5 minutes remaining. Sheepstick just delivered to Magnus. Boy, oh boy, life is difficult right now for Tree. So, yeah, that Nstone and Oogie, they're definitely, obviously, somebody else has to get it off for Ro8 right here before he can apply that the Undying to it.
I got Deadwood, I guess. Deadwood should be an easy Nstone remover.
Yeah, there we go. It is removed now. So,
I mean, they can pick up codexes, but
they should. Yeah, that's pretty much the #1 Nstone removal.
Oh man, I would never live that down. You know that.
Yeah. Nope. Any pause, please? All right. Looks like getting some DCs here. So Willow Keeper, unfortunately, having to deal with that, but at the same time, again, it's going to be in the pause. But as soon as we come out of this, I'm sure Nstone Gaming, though, they're going to look to push on through here this bottom lane. With that said, while we are in this pause, let's take a look at the other series. So Sync is up 1-0 over Shrek is Love, but game number 2 is also going on currently, and it looks like it's a pretty back-and-forth battle. I mean, from the tower kills, I would assume Sync's in the lead here, but Orange is, not Orange, Ogre is fighting their own. And
Orange.
Yeah, it's whenever I see the OGR.
That's a blast from the past, man.
Old school stuff right there. But anyway, but yeah, Shrek is Love. They're competing, and we'll keep a close eye on that and possibly even jump into that one, of course, if this one finishes sooner than later. But
I'm playing without Nstone here as well. Penny's stepping in.
Uh-oh. That's dangerous. No. Yeah, Sania not there. So that's one thing to note. And of course, Sania not only their support, but usually their captain. Now Flensmeister looks like back to his captain ways as a result of that. So yeah, not the end of the world. Yeah, we like to joke about Panny. He knows we love him, but stepping in for Insania there. Definitely worth noting. But hey, you defeat Sync, I don't care with Insania or not. That's impressive. So we'll
definitely.
see if Shrek is Love can perhaps at least force a game 3 there.
I think Insania has been talking or sort of bigging up Ogre quite a bit actually, and I think they should obviously. Like obviously they're playing with Nox, I believe. So a great carry player nonetheless. And
yeah.
I think Insania actually knows Cluckmark quite well. Obviously the captain of Ogre. I think he sort of stayed round or sort of lived with him for like a couple of weeks, if not a month or so. And I think he's been sort of helping or sort of sharing sort of drafts and sort of strategies. So they're close. I know they're a close team in terms of sort of friendship. So
man, could you imagine if Shrek actually beat Bad Monkey Game in the Gold Division Finals? BMG would have been playing Sync in the first round. That would have been crazy. Here in Cycle number 8, that would have been a crazy start. But you know, again, crazy in itself. Already playing against Reason, but obviously, if you're just tuning in, Reason Gaming defeating BMG 2-0 in that series. So, thus jumping into another one here, and here we are with game number 2. This one also up 1-0, and it looks like we're going to be good to resume things. So let's see how this push works out here for Nstone. Again, Oogie still has just under 3 minutes remaining on that token of life. So not really too concerned about falling back here in the near future, of course. Again, getting that Nstone off is important here, as I assume maybe the Oak Bull's going to be coming out. Yeah, they do Oak Bull. It does get it off. Or maybe that was something else. But
I think the only way that Tree can really defend is if they keep spamming out the wave and force Nstone to try and overextend and make a bad initiation. I think that's the only way they can really defend their base. They do have 1 buyback, or maybe 2 buybacks on Deadwood and Blitz. I think Lord Southwest won't have one if he does. So yeah, I think they have to keep spamming out the way with Deadwood, Grasp, and Aurora.
Oh, going in. Pharaoh jumps in. He hit Boris right there. He's trying for Deadwood, I'm pretty sure. Ended up hitting the bug, who actually just stands there and doesn't really do much else. But oh yeah, he's using Boris to get rid of that Nstone with his net, of course. So making sure to keep that down. So Wrath of Pharaoh's going to be down for another 20 seconds here, because not the longest cooldown. Only 40 seconds at level 3, so going to be up pretty much as soon as this next creep wave falls apart. But possible jump chance for them. Oogie going back in. Again, Nstone taking off. So just dwindling down the tower. They still have 1:45 remaining on the token alive, so still plenty of time, at least a couple more creep waves here that they're going to be able to work with.
Is exactly what they need to do. Just keep spamming out the waves, try and force Nstone into a bad initiation. They don't have any kind of vision up here in the high ground, and you never know what could happen if they overextend, for example. And that, or they could even keep on trying to split or counter this wave for the next minute and a half without any kind of token on Oogie. So tower is dropping though, but this is exactly what they need to do.
Yeah, tower is taking some good damage. You do see Oogie about half life, but again, that token now, a minute remaining. So one more creep wave really. going to feel comfortable about pushing with before they need to start being a little bit more concerned about what's going on. Look at Tremble in the meantime. I like it. He used the Mount to point to the Ancients. Might as well get some farm out of this. And being somewhat active at least while his base is being pushed in. So trying to keep Tree in there. Baltzar doing his part. There we go with the jump. Magnus stuns him right off the bat. Deadwood's dead. And he can buy back though. Willie's the question. Yes, he does right there. Blitz with the swap out from Andromeda. Going to survive, and now Tremble in the midst of it all. He hasn't shrunken it up. He is surviving as a result, but his teammates are starting to die around him. You do see in the background, barely surviving his Deadwood, but Oogie's still good to go. He's got the token still and beats down Lord South Force. Hat trick coming out for Beaver Banger, and they're pushing them all the way to the well. When that's happening, you know the one team's in a very good spot. In this case, Nstone. Now, Cthulhu does get caught because Cthulhu actually picked off right there to finish it off. So Nstone does overextend a little bit. They get the tower kill, however. And now they're going for the racks. Only 2 players are up. You got to think they're going to be able to get this. In fact, yeah, there's the jump on a Deadwood. He does get purged out right away by Blitz right there with a nullfire, but it doesn't matter. He ends up getting killed. And now this melee racks is going to start falling and definitely fall shortly after. So Oogie token wears off, but it doesn't matter. In fact, they're going to go on to Blitz. I don't know what he was thinking there, man. Yeah, that was a very risky move to get that close in the first place. So he goes down again. A lot of buybacks used. I got to think Willow Keeper on the verge of throwing in that white tail here. There we go, the set of the racks, 33 minutes in now. And making their way to the middle lane. Void Talisman, by the way, on Glacius. Always an interesting pickup. And but, you know, against heroes like Deadwood, and we can even say the Tremble, of course, good against them. So makes sense coming out for Rusher here. Are they going to fall back in time? There's going to dying? Yeah, they are. He has to get away using that conflagrate of his. And that will be the end of that. So Willow Keeper not going to necessarily give up just yet, but of course so much damage done right there. 31,000 gold lead, 33,000 experience lead. Tree's going to be in an all-in in a sense here coming up. I mean, again, with the minimum buybacks that they have and everything, they kind of just have to group up and go for kind of a push, I would think, or something here, because trying to just push out your creep waves and defending doesn't seem like it's going to work too well throughout this game now. Well, they're going to start pushing out at least. Got to start somewhere here. How about the no-fire blade on Blitz, by the way? It's a lot of sense for you?
I guess it makes sense. Obviously, there's a lot of sheep sticks here against Nstone Gaming, and Nullfire's perfect for that as well. Has ability sort of to blow up any puzzle box minions, but also gives him, I guess, no, it's not a lot, but gives him a little bit of right-click potential as well, which I guess is what Boxy, with this sort of suicide blitz, is looking to go for as well. So I'd say it's a good pickup. I mean, what else would he really go for? Actually, Pharaoh hooking actually onto the Deadwood. Catches
Deadwood. Now they were doing something fun here. They actually picked off the Courier, which had a Storm Spirit in delivery to Magnus. It's now near the top rune. It's just sitting there on the ground. Magnus is like, I don't care. You know, we're still in a good spot. We're just going to push in. And Lord Salforus actually gets caught right there as he was trying to defend the base in the meantime. So Pharaoh doing some good distraction there, you could say. And this tower now also going to fall. So Lord Salforus, yeah, he's staying dead. He is not buying back for in the meantime. So this melee racks, it's going to definitely fall right here. It looks like, and yeah, the range rack's also going to go down. So I don't know what Tree has in plan here, has in store, but they gotta try something, or else might as well throw out the Concede Folk, because may just end the old-fashioned way if that's the case. Which you know, nothing wrong with that. I think too many games don't end that way. With that said, more games just end with the shrine dying. Well, okay, I'm not saying like now they should, but like when it's just about dead and then they can see like right before. That's like, come on, just let it finish. Oogie goes in right here. He doesn't give two shits as usual, doing his thing with that ultimate of his pop. Down goes Deadwood. Andromeda also picked off. Lord Southforce finally does resurrect, but again, it just doesn't matter. Way too late right there. Glacial Downpour doing plenty of damage. Oh boy, GG, well played. Nstone Gaming does take game number 2, and they take the series. So a bunch of series sweeps here in the first round of the tournament. No series went 3 games, as actually Sync did take out Shrek Is Love as well. 2 games to nothing. I just got an update on that. So interesting first round. It's not often that happens, honestly, but that's what happened here today. And so we got things moving along here. But yeah, congratulations to Nstone Gaming especially. Not an easy team to defeat in Tree, and doing so here. And they're going to be facing Reason Gaming now in the winner bracket semifinals. with BMG going to be playing Willow Keeper in the losers bracket round 1 tomorrow. Boy, oh boy, that's going to be a fun start there. Anyways,
Yeah,
final here, so any take on that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we didn't get too much into the game. I think that actually the biggest turning point was that one team fight when you were away, actually. Like, Nstone not only took the tower and then the massive team fight, the gold swing was like 8,000 or 9,000, so it was kind of perhaps over at the time, and we didn't really see the early game as well, so I couldn't really sort of talk about any rotations or laning. But yeah, congratulations to Nstone. If I'm just talking about this game in particular, though, or a game in general, Nstone versus Tree, I think I'll definitely give it in favour of Tree, but Nstone just take it 2-0, so a little bit surprising there.
Yeah, no, most certainly a surprising result coming out here between these two teams. So, but definitely, yeah, a big congratulations to Nstone Gaming, and deservingly so. And that's going to be a fun second round matchup. I think it's safe to say that's possibly going to be the one that we cover. Reason Gaming versus Nstone Gaming. Fresh versus Sync Esports, also another great matchup there. Worth noting, though, Fresh will be playing without ProBusk. That's why they rescheduled that first round matchup, at least, because ProBusk, I guess, is going to be on vacation here. So that takes it down a little bit as far as their chances, safe to say. ProBusk, obviously a great player for them. So, but we'll see how they are able to compete against.
It's not even that, though. Like, whenever you play with like a stand-in, like just
general,
synergy and just in general is a lot worse. But yeah, because of that as well.
Absolutely. I'm just updating the brackets here on my side. You can go to Hontour.com and check them out for yourself as well, guys. But yeah, we got our second round going to be figured out here as far as today. And again, we still have a little bit of a break here with that said. So there's actually going to be about a 45-minute break here coming out. So we will keep the stream on, maybe play a video here or two, play some music, of course. But we're eventually going to be joining back with you for what's going to be Game 1 of our next series, which, again, I believe we will be covering Reason Gaming versus Nstone Gaming in that best set of 3 there. So look forward to that one, as that should most certainly be a good one. Again, both of those teams right there, if they manage to win this cycle, and if BMG especially, I think it's if BMG loses or finishes in 7th, 8th, which is very possible with them going up against Willow Keeper tomorrow in the first